mostly dominated by men, women who break barriers cannot go unnoticed. And that is why we have Beyond the Kitchen. In Beyond the Kitchen, it's all about the amazing women who have defeated all odds and made it. Today on set, we have the amazing Charity Karimi. Charity, tell us about yourself.
Well, Charity is a self-driven woman and who was raised against all odds of life to fulfill my dreams. I'm a wife and a mother, a friend to many, and inspiration to even more women.
Okay, tell us about your childhood.
Well, I was born in well, what I can say, in a family that was actually below the poverty line. But I don't remember my childhood as sad or unloved. There was a lot of love. But I also grew up in a family that we didn't have a lot of tables. It was, it was a challenge to even for my parents to know where the next meal is coming from. So basically I learned from very young age to look after myself and be dependent. So yeah, that's my childhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beyond the Kitchen is about, as I've said, women who have beaten all odds to be where they are. Tell us about your career.
Well, my career goes way back, but I grew up again for the same challenges. My mom was a seamstress, and I spent a lot of time in the store. But at that time, it didn't seem to me like it was something I had like as a talent. It was a survival. So I would stitch a lot. We stitched most of our clothes personally, and I would stitch a lot of my sisters. By the age of 12, I could make a proper outfit. But then it didn't seem to me as a career then. It was a mean of survival. So I didn't take it quite seriously. So fast forward, when I grew older and after school, I ventured into other things, but in the end, somehow I found my way back to fashion, and that is when Stella Customized Kenya was born.
Okay.
Yes.
You're a mother, you're a wife, and you're a fashion designer.
Yes.
Actually, a successful fashion designer. So tell us, how does your day look like from morning to evening?
Yeah, my day starts very, very early because, when you're having all these things happening, you focus, and it's very important. So my day starts at 5:30 in the morning. I need a moment for myself. I usually take like half an hour to meditate and, put my thoughts in order. And then I have to get up, prepare my kids to go to school, then out to work from 8. Yeah, so that's how it's at. And my day, I end up, I have to get back by 6 in the evening to take care of my family, feed them, do homework with my kids, and then rest, and it starts over the next day. Yeah.
And why specifically? Because everyone has a passion and let's say a drive that drives them to the specific career that they have chosen. Why did you choose fashion designing exactly?
I would rather say it's what you do. If you have passion in what you do it best. So I really realized that my passion was in fashion, and I do it. It's the only work I can do, no matter how many hours, no matter how many charities. I never look at them like abandoned. I'm happy to do it. So I'm really have a lot of passion in it, and I think passion drove me to fashion.
Okay, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So how has the experience been?
Well, it's been challenges like any other business. It was not always easy, but I'm happy that Stella Customized is where it is. But it has been challenges, especially balancing being a mother, wife, and so many working hours. So it has taken a lot of patience and endurance to get where we are. So well, challenges are there. Yeah.
I understand. And how do you manage it all?
Well, I created my family because for me to get my goals to where they are today, I created my family. I have a very strong support. My kids understand that mommy has to really work hard you know, to provide for the family, and my husband is my backbone. I have a lot of support from him, which is necessary when you're a wife, because sometimes I travel a lot and I have long working hours. So without the support, I could not really be here. So I have a very big support from my family, my daughters and my husband.
Okay, knowing that you have young girls,
Mm-hmm.
how do you manage them? Like, for example, do you have boundaries that when it's work time, when it's your time, the children's time, it's the children's time?
Yes, I have very strict boundaries, and I try to be very disciplined about my working hours. So I'm very strict. If I have to be home, if I'm in town, and I set myself that every day at 6 o'clock you have to be home. So I try to do everything that I have to do to be home at 6. And be there for my kids, do homework with them, catch up with their daily, what was happening in school, try to help them. And like, you know, the days that I'm not supposed to work, I actually even switch my phone off, because if it's my family time, it's my family time. Work time is work time. So I've learned a way to balance those both. But it all goes down back to the support as well. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Is there a time that you normally feel that you have spent so much time in work? And how, if you feel that way, how do you compensate to your
Yes,
family?
a lot of times, like, you know, especially when like you're traveling your way for 5 days or 6 days, and then sometimes I sit and ask myself, oh my God, maybe I'm not being there for my kids, maybe I'm spending too much away from my husband. But then I compensate that, as I said earlier, I'm very disciplined with the times that I spend with them, so I never let anything come between that. So when it's them, it's totally when I'm home, I don't pick phone calls from work, I don't. Yes, so I try to give them 100% of my attention whenever I get a chance to be with them, so that, you know, I found it to work, because they never really miss my absence. So because when their mommy is there, mommy cooks for us, mommy bakes with us, we do things with my girls. So I try to really, really give them 100% attention, undivided. Okay. Whenever I have a chance. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, in Africa we have an issue about women empowerment, and then we tend most of the time to be carried away with the empowerment that we forget about the home duties, how to manage our homes, how to prepare meals. We forget all that, and we say at times we are too tired to do such things. So how do you manage your house with all that you're carrying? And do you prepare meals? Do you have specific days that you do? And do you have specific days that you do delegate probably to the housekeeper that you have? And how do you put it all together? How would you tell women outside there about it?
Well, first of all, you know, like marriage. Marriage, it's a foundation for everything, and it's a good foundation for, you know, good citizens and everything. So I take my marriage very seriously. And one of the rules that I've done since I got married, I have never used a housekeeper to cook. Her work is to clean and do everything else, but she cannot even make me a cup of tea.
Okay.
And I try to really, so as I said earlier, my husband is a great support. So we support each other. If it's him, if I'm out of the country, he cooks for the girls. And I've also trained my girls on how to be in the kitchen and work and cook. So when I'm not in the house, my girls knows what to do and make their own, because I'm also trying to raise some responsible women the way I was raised. So, and if I'm home, whenever I'm home, I cook. We all help each other. It's a teamwork. And, you know, because a lot of houses have been taken over by house girls, and you hear a lot of women out there complaining, but don't forget why you got married. You can be as successful as everything, but you need still, in the eyes of your husband, you're still his wife, and in the eyes of your kids, you are still their mother. So you need to find the balance. It takes a while, but it can happen. I'm not saying it's wrong to delegate a housekeeper or a cook to make meal, but don't make it every day, you know, like you leave it totally into their hands. Your family needs you, and this amount of joy that comes when you prepare the meals together, it creates as a bonding time. So I value that a lot, and that has really helped me out.
That's really nice. Foundation. We talked about your girls, foundation, in raising them, in schoolwork. How do you help them with all that?
I try to get very much involved in their house, in their schoolwork, and whenever there is anything that they are doing in school, I'm there to support them. I try also to be their friend, so that will get them to open up. And at home, we also, everybody has a responsibility, because if you want to raise women that will make a difference in the society, you have to teach them responsibility since they are little. So my girls knows the boundaries and they know what they need to do. They don't have to, everything has to be done by the house girls. So everyone has their responsibility and they have to fulfill this responsibility. So they grow up being responsible, and it helps them also, I think, to becoming into women that they're meant to be and make a difference. So I'm also a bit very strict with that, dividing the responsibilities to the girls and making sure to follow it up, they do it accordingly.
Okay,
yeah,
that's nice. You're raising girls and you're a woman in business, and we have this notion in our society that women belong in the kitchen only most of the time. What's your perspective about that?
Well, women do not belong to the kitchen. I don't believe in that, because I believe each one of us, every little girl out there has a dream. We all do, even men, women, everyone out there. We all have these dreams when we are young, that when you hear kids saying, oh, I want to be this, I want to be this. Marriage should not be used as a tool for, okay, now your goals end here, you're born. No, because no woman out there, every single woman out there, I'm sure we all have those little dreams. And this comes when you're looking for a life partner. It has to be, you have to settle down with someone who is supporting your goals. Because you'll be even a happier woman. Because what if I have my goals and there are certain things I wanted to fulfill, and then because I'm married, I feel like I'm obliged to sit in the kitchen, do all these things, but I won't be happy deep down. So it's just a matter of balance, and people should not have that notion of wives belong to the kitchen, because even the husbands out there, they should understand these women, they have dreams and they should be able to support it.
That's true.
So the family needs to, I don't know how best I can elaborate that, but women should know that marriage should not be the end of your dreams, and a partner should be able, your partner should be able to support your dream, because even the way things have really changed, and lifestyle is becoming so expensive, so it can only add value to the family and the value of life you're living. So if everyone is happy, the family is happier, and the atmosphere, and the more your children will grow up in a more concrete
Home.
Yes. So yeah, it helps a lot but you also have to you have to insist on it, because I remember too, when I got married, for instance, my husband was like, you can stay at home, I'm gonna provide for you, really don't have to go through all these struggles. But I had to look at him in the eyes. I say, I had dreams, and it will mean a lot to me if I fulfill these dreams. So it's really good to be firm and put your feet on the ground on what you want, because yes, men have this notion of we are providers, and as long as I can provide for you, you don't have to go through all those struggles. You come home crying, it's like, why do you have to do this? You try some, like in business, you hit a rock bottom, you come home and he looks at you like, you really don't have to do this. That is when you really have to put your feet on the ground. So persistence, you have to really persistent in your goals, because they don't just appear.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you consider yourself a role model to your girls, to the women outside there?
I believe so. I try as much as possible to support and encourage as many women. And starting with my staff, I try to, every woman that I come across, or friends, and they come up in the night, I try to encourage them. There are a lot of challenges, and nothing comes without challenges. So yes, I consider myself to be a role model. Yeah. Okay.
Empowerment of women. Do you have any programs, or do you participate in any programs that empower women?
Well, I believe so, because like now, 3/4 of my staff are women that I've picked them, like some of them have been, like for instance, the people who design my clothes or do the beading, and I feel there are women out there who I've trained myself, and we are working together for me to try to, like, you know, I don't want to share this dream alone. So I have a lot of actually even students in my workshop coming every day with at no fee, because I want them to discover what their talent and also do something with their lives. So I'm empowering women in that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As the brand though. Yeah.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. And challenges in your career, in your marriage, do you have any challenges?
Of course, darling. Challenges are all around. It's a part of our life, and because success is not a success without challenges. So I do have challenges in my marriage, as every marriage, but it's the attitude.
Okay.
It's how it's your attitude is everything, you know, in every situation. Most challenges, the difference between the success of whatever, a reaction or the outcome of any situation is your attitude. Okay. So yeah, it's about having the positive, but I do have challenges too, like any other couple out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is a play question.
Yeah.
We would like to know on Beyond the Kitchen, what's your deepest fear as a person?
My deepest fear is failure. The fear, I fear to fail. So I'm very stubborn about my dream. And as I said at the beginning of the interview, that if I take you back to my childhood, if I could project it here, you would be surprised. I really, really came from nothing. And it's something that I feel like I've achieved because considering from where I came from, I've fought a lot to get where I am. And I remember looking at some point when I was a teenager, after I finished my high school and my parents were not able to take me to the university, I still looked, I said, you know, poverty, you can try, but you're not going to win. So I am going to do whatever it takes to get where I am. And yes, I have a very big fear of failure, because I feel like I will have let my daughters down. They look up to me. There are so many women out there who comes to me and tells me, Charity, it is because of you I'm trying. I would feel like I've let them down. So failure is my biggest fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have the 2/3 gender rule in Kenya right now that is being proposed.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think more women should be given more seats in parliament, more seats in workplaces, more seats everywhere than the ones that they have?
Absolutely, absolutely. Women out there, we are as good as it comes, and I think there should not be any. Women should, I guess, support that 100%, because
are we capable?
I don't want to be, yes, we are capable, more than capable. There are so many women out there who are powerful, who are educated, who has what it takes, just waiting to be given a chance. And I'm sure we are very, very, very capable.
Okay.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to women outside there, single mothers, wives, even those that are not married, that are going to get married, but have looked at marriage and work as a challenge at the same time? What kind of advice would you give them?
First and foremost, attitude is everything. So first, let's do, like you are there, you have a nice career, and you still have goals, and you know where you want to be, you have your picture, and marriage should not be an hindrance, because this partner that you're going to marry, you should set your, transparency is everything, and communication. In order to be successful and to get you need to be very open, because marriage, you don't work in marriage with expectations. You have to say what it is from the word go. So you're meeting this guy and you want to settle, just state from the word go, just let him what you expect from the marriage, and because you always talk about kids when you discuss a lot of things before you settle down with a guy. Let your goal be a part of that discussion, if any. Because you should not have this, because we tend to, as women, we tend to leave that out. We say, oh, how many kids are we going to have? This is what we want to do. But a lot of us leave the goal part out. And you expect him that, oh, he's going to flow with it. Maybe he's not happy. So state it from the one. You need to know that this person is going to support you. Because without that support, it's not easy to be successful. Because some of these careers take a lot of our time. So your partner should understand. You should make your partner understand very well what are your dreams and what you're expecting to achieve even after marriage. So in that case, you will be aware, And I'm sure he will, if he loves you and he wants to support, he will, to settle down, he will support your dreams. For married women out there, you got married and you got kids and you lost along the way, it's okay. But it's never too late to start. You can always start, and you don't have to start with great. You just start with wherever you are, whatever you have, and you know, small steps end up in a, you know, you just yeah, small steps, and you make it to your goals. But no matter what age you are, I don't feel like you should just sit and you say, my time passed, I'm gonna sit there. We have a lot of people in the world that achieved it much later in life, and yeah.
Okay, Stella customized designs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where do you see yourself in your career in the next probably 5 years?
Well, when I look at Stella, I would want Stella Customized as the brand in the next 5 years. I see it to be, you know, like a household name, and locally and internationally, I hope to put my mark. Probably in less than 5 years, to be honest, but more appropriately in Kenya. I want to see myself as the household, Stella Customized Kenya as the household name as far as fashion is concerned in my country.
Okay.
Yes.
That's really nice.
Because, you know, if that will presume, it's within business or any ventures of this kind of area, it's you know, if I make my name locally, by the time I get out there, I don't want to be out there, make my name out there, and then they come, who are you in Kenya again? They look my name and they don't see it. So I would rather make my name back in my country and, yeah, to carry my Kenyan flag proudly.
That's where your roots are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was Charity Karimi. You can follow her on Facebook, on her brand, Stella Customized Design, and also on Instagram. As you've heard, she's an amazing woman who came from nothing. Right now, she's making her own mark in society, in Kenya, and she hopes to do that in the world. That was Beyond the Kitchen. Thank you for being with us. Until next time, thank you and bye-bye.